Hey, cutie pies. I'm Lanikia, and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. Today is Thursday, June the 2nd, 2022. And this is What Happened on the Soaps, Young and the Restless edition. Y'all, I don't know. I was feeling this soap today. Like, I love a soapy, messy. Is she gonna get him, or what's going to go on? I'm gonna give this an 8 today because it was good to me. It was really good. All right, so I'm gonna start with Jack and Phyllis, child. So we see Jack and Phyllis, and Phyllis goes over because she has to explain what Jack heard. Jack is in his feelings because he said, "Oh, you don't want me. You didn't want me, really. You just wanted to stick it to Diane, and I want to be wanted for me." And Phyllis, we all know that yes, Phyllis accelerated because of Jack. Yes, because of being with Jack because of Diane, but she did have feelings for Jack. We all knew that. Amanda knew that, because remember all these conversations she had with Amanda sitting down. We all knew she really did have feelings for Jack. But did Diana accelerate those? Yes, and I don't understand why Phyllis wasn't just honest with Jack about it. So he's feeling really used right now that she didn't really want him, because he was like, you kept me hands off, you kept me away, and then all of a sudden Diane comes into town and you're all hands on. Well, Jack, you know how Phyllis can be. You know she's wound tight. So you already should have known that yes, a part of her was probably doing this for Diane, benefit. Now, Phyllis, where you messed up is when you ran Jack upstairs and then brought him down just so Diane could see. Now, girl, that's when you messed up. That's where you crossed the line a little bit, because it's one thing to make Diane jealous about what you got going on with Jack, but it's another, like, if she's naturally jealous, but it's another thing for you to set it up just so she could see you guys together. Like, let her see y'all naturally. Because, like, when she saw y'all at the park, that was natural and everything. So, yes, Phyllis has messed this up. But I also feel like Jack cut her a little bit of slack. You know how traumatized Phyllis gets when it comes to Diane, and how aggressive. You know how Phyllis gets, period. And then you add Diane to the mix. I mean, and plus, I also agree with Phyllis that Diane is playing with their minds. Like, she's dropping little hints in for Jack, dropping little hints in for Phyllis. And she said she's manipulating us. And Phyllis is completely correct. Diane is doing that. She's a master narcissist, when it comes to all of that. So, but either way, it's not looking good for them. Kyle and Summer actually come home, and they see the tension between them, and Summer goes after her dad, excuse me, her mom, and Kyle goes after Jack, and talks to Jack, but neither one of them want to talk. They're not going to say, they don't want to say anything. And I'm like, and Kyle keeps wanting Jack to talk. I said, well, you ain't talk about Diane. Leave this man alone. If he don't want to talk, he'll talk to you when he gets ready to. And then Summer keeps pressing Phyllis to talk, and Phyllis is just like, I don't want to talk about it. I messed up, and she doesn't want to think about how she's messed up because she really does care for Jack. So, I mean, in the end, Diane got exactly what she wanted because Phyllis could not hold it together. So let's move on from there. So speaking of Kyle and Summer, we see that they had been at Crimson Lights, and they were in, just talking about everything going on with Ashley and everything. And Diane shows up, and she was like, "What a surprise!" And I was like, "Is it?" You could tell Summer, like, "Is it?" But anyways, she tells them, "I have something to tell you," and they were like, "What?" And she says, I accidentally let it out of the bag in front of Ashlyn that you guys were thinking about staying." And he said, they were like, "Well, why would you even be talking to Ashlyn? Was he trying to get to see Harrison or something?" And she says, well, because she told him she ran into Phyllis and Jack, and they were like, "Was he trying to go around Summer and Kyle to see Harrison?" She said, "No, she and Ashlyn actually were just talking, and they were getting to know each other." She said, then he let me know about everything, because Kyle said, "You need to be weary of being friends with Ashlyn." She said, "Oh, your dad told me the same thing, and he let me know about Ashlyn told her everything that he has done." And she says, she made it very clear, "Ashlyn, you can't use me to get to put in a good word for you, for Kyle." in summer so that you can see Harrison. She said, I made it very clear. And they also, and she also says, Summer said, we put a restraining order on Ashlyn. And she was like, well, you guys are parents, you know what it's best. And she said, I hear a butt coming. She said, I can't help but empathize with Ashlyn. Diane says, I can't help but empathize with him because I know what it's like. She said, it's clear that he really does love Harrison and everything, but they say he's no good. And we're not going to have Harrison raised by that or whatever. So then Allie comes in and she comes and speaks to Summer and Kyle because Diane has, I guess, went to the bathroom and stepped away. And so they're all speaking, and Diane comes in and she asks Allie, "Would you sit down with me and have a cup of coffee?" And so Summer is looking like, "What you want to talk to Allie about?" And because Kyle and Summer had said, "You want to come home with us, or and everything," because they were just pleasantly talking. And she was like, "Yeah, Diane, I'll sit down and have a cup of coffee." So Kyle and Summer leave, and that's when they go to Jack's place, and they both go off to Phyllis and Jack. Anyway, so Diane sits down with Allie and she says, I feel like I owe you an apology. You think? And she said, I know a cup of coffee won't, isn't nearly enough, she said. And Allie was just like, yeah, you used me to get your way as far as getting into Kyle's life. She said, like, you didn't do any of this to help me, because Diane tried to be like, I'm so glad that I introduced you to your Abbott family and all this. She said, you didn't do any of this to help me. And Allie is sitting down with Diane, but she's being passive aggressive to her, because it's on one hand she's trying to be polite, but on another hand she's like, Allie is reading through Diane. I really think she sees Diane for who she is, because Diane says, I just wanted to check in to see how you were doing. Diane is a narcissist and she's trying to use Allie as a flying monkey. That's what she's trying to do. And Allie is seeing through it because Diane said, I just wanted to check in to see how you were doing, just to make sure you're okay. And Allie said, you could talk to me. And Allie said, if I have something going on, I'm going to talk to the Abbots before I talk to you. And she was like, would you really though? And I said, see, that's that. Ooh, I can understand why Phyllis gets crazy about Diane because she annoys me. I know some of y'all like her. I don't care. She annoys me. And I'm just like, you're so. She plays such mind games and she's so manipulative and like it's annoying because Somerset told Phyllis the exact same thing. She said when Sally was coming for me, she said I was driving myself crazy because trying to keep all her anxiety and everything in, and that's exactly what's happening to Phyllis. And Allie is reading right through this, and Allie keep reading through Diane because she don't want nothing except for you to be one of her little flying monkeys and tell her what's going on in that Abbott household. She just wants to be an Abbott so bad. I'm sorry, that is what this all is about. Diane wants to be an Abbott. She wants Jack to marry her so she can have that. Because every time she talks about the Abbott, oh, they're so loving and warm. Yeah, you want all that loving and warmness and to be associated with them and everything. Girl, bye. You faked your own death and all that. And Kyle getting on my nerves. I just wanted to get to know her better, and so I asked her to stay for my benefit. Well, go stay with go back to Milan and stay with your mama. Because honestly, this storyline didn't turn out as interesting as I thought it was gonna be. I was like, oh, okay, this is gonna be interesting. It's rather boring, but I like it because I like certain people in it. Like I like Phyllis, I like Summer, I like Allie. I like Jack and all that. But as far as like this whole like, okay, she's here now. Like, what's her move? I'm over this. But let's move right along. So then we go to my favorite people. You know what? I realized because but before I go to them, I do like Sally and Adam. So Sally comes in and she said, "Hey, I closed the deal." And Adam he worried about like he's stressed because he's like, "Dang, they done told Locke to get away from Harrison. They done put a restraining order and all that, so that blows up our plans." And so Sally said, "Our plans could still work. I mean, I don't know why y'all thinking Ashland would leave just because he got a restraining order and can't see Kyle. That Ashland would still want to be around. Like none of this is gonna make Ashland leave. If anything, it's gonna make him want to stay more. So I don't. Your plan is still gonna work, Adam. Even though at this point it's a stupid plan. I'm just gonna be honest. The plan is stupid, but I'm gonna roll with you because I like you and Sally. But anyways, so Sally is just like, well, we'll find another way. Because Victoria came back from her trip. I said, well, dang, that was a fast little trip. how much time has passed? And so Victoria has already came back from her trip with her, she and Nikki, and so he like, I don't know what we finna do, but Sally is just like, don't worry about it, we got this. You're going to be head of Newman Enterprises, and he was like, but my dad has dangled this in front of me forever. And I'm like, Sally, what she told you months ago, and the same thing us and the fans have been telling you, Adam, start your own company. Stop letting them dangle that in front of you. So then if you have a relationship with your father, it is based off you wanting to a relationship with him and him wanting it for you because you don't need him. Let's move right along. There's nothing more to add to that. They're gonna just keep scheming to try to find a way to get Adam to be CEO. Let's move right along. So then we go to my favorite people. Y'all, they made this so good for me today because this was a good old soap opera storyline right here. That girl Imani, I don't know if I like her or not. Like I'm still trying to figure it out. Cause she gets on my nerves, right? Cause I'm like, girl, leave Nate alone. But I like her because she like, oh, I see Nate, I'm finna get Nate, and that's a good storyline to me. As far as a soap opera, that's what you think when I think about soaps and stuff. They're I'm gonna get what I want. Anyways, so Imani is supposed to be not even at this meeting because Elena had talked to Nate earlier and before they went to work, and he told her the only people that's gonna be at the meeting is Devon, Lily, and probably Amanda. And he didn't even think Amanda was gonna be there. He thought it really was just gonna be him, Devon, and Lily. But of course, Imani has showed up at the Grand Phoenix, and she's talking about, oh, you're here early because Lily is already there. Let me tell you something. The way that they dress, and I'm thinking about all the soaps, and I'm thinking about this because I am African American. The way that they dress and style these African American women, biracial women on this soap, I love it. Like their hair is together, the suits are together, the makeup is together. They look so beautiful on this soap. Like hands down, they are the best dressed out of all the other soaps. These women are some of the best dressed for African American biracial women. Okay, now let's go. So Lily is already sitting there and she's like, okay, have a seat. So then Amanda tries to give Lily an ideal, and she says, well, have you ran it by not Amanda, Imani tries to give Lily a idea, and she said, have you read it by Amanda? And Lily says, well, she's more conservative. Like, oh, you trying to throw your sister under the bus. Amanda, you're all about yourself, girl. And so Lily said, oh, I trust Amanda's opinion. That's why Amanda got the position. And she said, you know what? Lily shut that down real quick, and she already knew as soon as Amanda sat down and she was gathering her stuff, Lily looked up from that tablet like, mm-hmm. I said, yeah, Lily, yes, yes, because she can't be trusted. So then, okay, right, we see Nate tells Elena he's got to meet Devon, and she's like, okay. So they kiss him and have a good time at work. So then um Nate goes over to Devon's place, and Amanda is already, she's coming down and she's saying goodbye to Devon and whatever. She's gonna meet him later for the meeting. So then she leaves or whatever, and Devon and Nate get there and he wants to talk. So I said, whoo, how is this gonna go? So Devon and Nate speak, and Nate is talking about, Devon tells him, I have a client coming today, and she's rich. She likes working with my company, Winter Hamilton, but because of the merger with Winter Hamilton Chancellor, she's a real concern um about how this is all going to work. So because she doesn't do big companies, she likes to keep it small. So he wanted just to reassure her to stay with him or whatever. So the woman comes over, right, and they're having the meeting. Devon is reassuring her, and she's like, okay, okay. He says, Nate, you have any input? Nate says, I was just gonna say what Devon had to say. You could tell Nate wanted to say something, but he didn't. And Devon looked like, what you doing? And so, but anyways, they tell the woman goodbye. She all right. She gonna be at the launch party and everything, and she's good. So then we see that Devon and Nate talking. He says, why didn't you tell her ideas you had? And Nate did make a reasonable suggestion. Like he did explanation. He said, because she's already concerned about this, y'all merging. He said my ideas are big and have to do with new business and everything as far as the merger. So I didn't want to add that when when you're just trying to get her to stay with y'all. So why would I add that? And Devon said, you know what? I could. That was a good move. I could understand that. He said, but I want you to know that you could always tell me what you're thinking. Tell me your ideas and everything. And Nate was like, even if you shoot him down. And he was like, yeah, I might shoot him down. He said, and some of them might not be good, but that doesn't mean we can't communicate. And so they agree on this. But the look on Devon's face is like, I said, don't make this an issue, but y'all gonna make this an issue. So then they're going to the Grand Phoenix. Now, when Amanda was leaving out, Elena was there and she said, hey, can you grab a cup of coffee with me? And Amanda was like, yeah. She already know what this finna be about. Because she know money has been acting up. So Amanda and Elena go and have a cup of coffee. And throws in that, she's proud of Nate. They don't see each other as much, but he's been working with y'all and he money. And Amanda said, I know why you said the money. She said, listen, I done told her to leave Nate alone. And Amanda is just like, I'm not insecure. She says, I know. She said, I'm not insecure because she doesn't think Nate will cheat on her or anything. She said, but I'm very aware that Amani wants Nate. She said, right now, the only thing I have to worry about is like the job taking up his time, but she doesn't think he'll cheat with Amani. But Amanda said, I will take care of Imani. Like if she steps out of line or whatever, excuse me, I will put her in her place. And Elena is reassured or whatever. So now Elena goes to work and Amanda goes to the Grand Phoenix. So at the Grand Phoenix, um Lily, Nate, Devon, and Amani are already sitting down. So Amanda come in and she look at Imani like, because Imani is not supposed to be there. She's just invited herself to this meeting and everything. And so they're talking about the lunch party because I guess they're having it at the Grand Phoenix, right? So they're talking about the lunch party. Oh, before that, Imani and Lily were talking before everybody got there, and she just let it be known that how sorry, actually Devon and Nate came after um Amanda. Sorry about that. So Lily is there with Imani and she's just going on and on about how great Nate is and everything. And Amanda comes up and she's like, oh, here she goes. So now Devon and they're all sitting down. All of them have made it, all five, and they're having suggestions about when do we tell about our products. So Nate suggested tell after you guys speak. And Amani, that's a great idea, yes, I agree. And they say, no, I don't know about that. Devon says, I don't know, what about this part? And Nate says, oh yeah, because you could do it then. That's a great idea. Every time Nate says something, she said it 3 times. That's a great idea, baby. It got so awkward for me that and Amanda said, oh man, let me speak to you. I just got a text message to come over here. And she tells Amanda tells Imani, stop it. Nate is with somebody. What are you doing? And Imani told Amanda, you're my boss and you're my sister, but you're not my conscience. And I'm gonna do what I want to do. So we're cool. And she go sit down. And I said, as her boss, you need to tell her, get your and leave. Like, go back to the office. I need you there. Because you shouldn't have let her, as soon as you came in, you should have dismissed her anyways. Because, Amanda had told Elena, well, Nate and Amani's paths don't really have to cross anyway. But Imani gonna make sure that if Nate needs anything, that she is the legal expertise that he goes to. Said, you better get a hold on this. And Devon and Lily, y'all can't be blind to this either. But anyways, that was the Young and the I went 19 minutes. Y'all know I don't never do this on Young and the Restless. But that was the Young and the Restless today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you tomorrow for a new episode. Bye.